This is Hey Garden Guy, answering your garden questions. We've had a number of questions involved and centering around the tomato plant. And now, here in the tri-state area, the soil temperatures are warm. It's supposed to get up to 82, 83 tomorrow. I mean, everything is right for you to put those tomato plants in the ground. Maybe just a day or two early, but nonetheless, if you listen to these videos, it will really help you in making some wise decisions and having a pleasant experience with your tomatoes. Full sun, plant deep, a lot of organic compost. The next thing I want to look at with tomatoes, whether you go with heirloom or mix and match, whether you do some hybrids and some heirloom tomatoes, here's a misnomer. People want to use eggshells, and there's nothing wrong with using broken up eggshells in the bottom of their hole, little Epsom salts. It's best if you take a soil sample, and that's really what I want you to hear me say, is a soil sample. That will tell you what nutrients you're lacking in. That will tell you what your pH is if you need to adjust the pH, because tomatoes will do best with a pH of about 6.2. Now, if you're trying to put all kinds of nutrients in there, and you've got a 7.5 pH, you're not doing yourself any favor. So you need to know what your pH is. But nonetheless, here's my point. Blossom end rot is a result of not having enough calcium in the tomato itself, and you get that soft blackening of one of the bottom portion of the tomato. And they say, well, it's because you don't have enough calcium in your soil. Well, that's not necessarily true. The real problem is now hear me out, you're not watering on a regular basis. And what I mean by that is, you water, and then you let it totally dry out for several days, and then you decide it's time to water again. A drip irrigation, one that you don't put the water on the foliage, but where you can use a watering wand and you water the base of it, but you do it on a regular basis to the point of about an inch of water per week. By doing that regular watering, it allows the plant to draw up the calcium that's already in the soil with no problem at all. When you discontinue that watering or doing it where it's not on a regular basis, that's where the problem of the tomato plant has in drawing up that calcium to stop blossom end rot. So know that it's more watering than it is the chemical calcium that creates blossom end rot. After you've planted the tomato plant, the next thing you want to do is mulch it. Mulch about 3 inches of mulch around the base. And that's simply because as water splashes up from the soil, bare soil, it gets spores, it gets undesirables, antigens up onto the leaf, and that creates the blight. So by putting a mulch down around the base of the tomato, it takes away any problems that could be associated with soil-borne problems. So mulch, and then finally, the last thing you want to know is, when your tomato plant gets up about 3.5 foot, you want to pick off all of the bottom leaves from about the first 2 bunches of the leaves and the branches. That takes away the blight. So if you follow those instructions, review the videos, and there's thousands of videos out there on tomato plants. This one's just going to help you a little bit more, and we've enjoyed doing it. This is Charlie Stocker with Hey Garden Guy, Charlie Stocker, on Facebook and YouTube, answering your garden questions one at a time and raising our IQs together. Have a great day.